We're back. Time Trial Power Hour, episode 28. This is the end of the Leaf Cup. We got DK's Jungle Parkway out of the way. We don't have to worry about it anymore. Now on to Mario Circuit. GCN, better known as Mario's Casino. This is not my PB. I don't know what that is. Here's the world record. 130.513 by Luke. Kind of insane. None of the strats here are crazy. They're just done crazy well. So, yeah, we'll try to match all of his strats, which is something that we rarely do. Of course, we won't match his time, because, apparently this is my PB. I don't even remember when I set this. I must have been itching for a 133. Just look at that time. 0.029. Like 2 frames off from a 133. So that's what we'll be going for today. Just a 133. Of course, our number 1 goal is to beat the world record. But if we don't get that, a 133 will suffice. 3, 2, 1. Go. And now we start rolling the dice. Of course, the biggest dice roll part of this track is, it's the shortcut. Everything else is pretty normal, but the shortcut can be kind of like... Getting air off the coping is what you really want. And it's kind of up to Reggie whether you get it. You want that trick to be... What? You see, there's the dice roll aspect. You're supposed to go straight over that. That happens... Not that often, so I'm not worried about it happening again. Ah... Of course. You know, we need air off the coping if we want to be able to make it in 1 mushroom. But of course, Reggie can't allow that. I was doing some practice runs before the hour started, and that, like, rarely happened. But of course, Reggie must sabotage only the hour. You know, Reggie, I don't really want to make a deal with the devil to be able to get some bounces. Like, this is the only time you're gonna ever hear me ask for bounces, but I need them. Give me some air. There we go, that's good. You see, that usually happens, it's just the few times it doesn't, it's fatal. How has that happened twice? That never happens. That's rare for that to happen 2 times in a row. What? Like, what? What, Reggie? What the heck? It's a joke. I know it's a joke. But, like, seriously, what is going on right now? There we go. Perfect. Come on! There we go. That's better. Alright. That is just above the territory that we want to get. You know what? I don't think that tree's hitbox is big. I think the ramp just sends you like a little bit to the right. So if you angle to the left of it, you're still gonna hit it. Come on, Reggie. What were you thinking? Of course, we can always blame that on Reggie. You can blame anything on Reggie. There we go. That's good. We got a good last section, so that helped a lot. Alright, nice. We're on good pace right now. Oh my gosh, and it's all thrown away because Reggie decided to not give us air off the coping. You see why this is just a casino? No, 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 no. Oh, that little banister. It's the bane of my existence right there. I like to avoid it. Oh, I really wasn't joking when I said this was a casino. Also, casinos are just, like, gross. They're terrible places to go. I'm never gonna have a gambling addiction when I'm older, because how do you get addicted to going to a casino? Casinos, if you've never been inside one, are dark, filled with smoke, depressing. They're gross. And you'll never win. Like, if you play perfectly in a game of blackjack, like, for a whole year, if you play perfectly, you always know when to hit or when not to hit in blackjack. You will still win only 49% of the time. Because that's just the way the statistics work. That's why casinos stay in business. But of course, poor saps don't realize that and think, oh, this is my big chance. And then they bet big and lose and become a loser. Not me, though. If I were to go casino, I'd probably win millions. Because that's just how I am. And I mean, casinos, they do some kind of dark and grueling stuff to keep people coming back. Like, of course, they're gonna have charismatic people around trying to keep you, you know, happy while you're losing all of your money. Keep you distracted by putting big bright lights all over the place, inside and outside. How do you think they afford those big bright lights? Because they steal your money. That's how. But of course, you're not going to know that because you're distracted. Because theoretically, according to one person I heard once, they pump oxygen into casinos so that you don't get tired. Which I wouldn't put it past them. I don't know if that's true or not, but it sounds like a true thing that they would do. You see, what they should do is they should rig the slot machines in the airport so that you win most of the time. So that if you try them out, you win, and you're like, oh man, I must be pretty good at this gambling stuff. And then you gamble all your money away in the big casinos. Of course, I wouldn't gamble all my money away because, I'm better than that. I would win it all. Of course, when it comes to, like, poker, there's a little bit of strategy. Most of them are just kind of random chance, like slot machines and blackjack. You just gotta hope you're lucky. With poker, there's a little more strategy involved. I started playing poker again, like, a few weeks ago with some of my friends. And it was because one of my friends had never played it before. So we were like, alright, we're gonna teach you. So, very first round, like, I think it was the second time ever he was playing. Very first round, I got a full house. I was like, okay, that's great. I can take all of his money. And I did. I took about half of his chips in the very first round. He was bankrupt. We had to, like, go get him some more chips from out of the closet because he lost them all so fast. And, of course, the funny thing is, he's always the one so adamant that we play poker. He wants to play more than anyone else, and he loses the most. And if you're watching, Sam, yes, I am talking about you. You see, I don't really want to go into casinos unless they make it Mario-themed and make it outdoorsy and make it a Mariokart track and GCN at the front of the name. Then I might spend an hour trying to do the shortcut on it. No more, though. We're 20 minutes in, and only part of my soul has deteriorated. Good-looking lap time right there. That's what we want. That ski drift was so clutch. Oh, no double trick. That sucks. We're still on pace for a good run, though. No! After missing that first slip drift, I was like, I just gotta go for the second one. And then I didn't even go for it. You know, daylight savings time is coming up. Which, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really understand why some people are against that. Like, daylight savings time is kinda nice. I kinda enjoy it. You get an extra hour of sunlight slapped onto the end of your day. At expense of what? Sunshine from 5:30 to 6:30. It's not around anymore. Okay. No one's awake from 5:30 to 6:30 anyway. Of course I say 5:30. The sun sets at... Of course I say 5:30. The sun rises at like 6. So if daylight savings time wasn't a thing, the sun would... It would rise at like 4:45 in the morning. And of course I really like how the sun stays out until 8:30 at night during summertime. It's awesome. Stupid copings. Stupid rounded curved edges. Shares a similar fault with Parkway. If I'm comparing a track to Parkway, that means it must not be good. But honestly, this one's solid. I don't even remember what I put this at on my tier list. I think mid. But back to daylight savings time. So last summer, I took a trip to Gatlinburg, which was really cool. But I think the coolest thing about it was that since it's like one time zone over from me, but like not that much. It's not a very far drive to get to Gatlinburg. It's still over a time zone though. So the sun set around the same time technically, but since we're an hour ahead, it's set at 9:30. 9:30, the sun's still up, which is kind of crazy. Anybody up for some Sacramento Kings news? There's not much. They still suck. Surprise, surprise. Bet you didn't see that coming. But you know who doesn't suck? All the players that the Kings traded away. Oh, you see last time, 2 times ago, I talked about Sabonis, and he's great. But they traded away Marvin Bagley and Buddy Hield, and they got Sabonis. And now both of them are playing out of their minds. I swear, this happens every time. Whenever a Kings player gets traded away, they become a superstar. But like, Buddy Hield is getting assists now. He was so bad at passing on the Kings, and all of a sudden, that's just fixed. Now he's playing for the Pacers, and he's getting like 7 assists in a game. Of course he is, because he's not on the Kings anymore. And obviously, Marvin Bagley is now averaging like 15 points a game on whatever team he's on. Duh. Because that makes total sense. And of course, now he's getting steals. He's such a bad defender. He was awful for the Kings, and now he's just a great defender. It's actually not a disease. It's very helpful. If you're an NBA player who once played for the Sacramento Kings but got traded away, you will become a superstar. You know, we almost got Luka Doncic. We passed him up so that we could get Marvin Bagley. And Marvin Bagley kept getting injured and couldn't play defense. And Luka Doncic is a star. But you see, if it was the other way around, then Doncic would be getting injured all the time and no one would know who he is. And Marvin Bagley would be a star. It's an oppressive world out here for Kings fans. I love ski drifts, man. That can lighten my mood a little bit. Oh my gosh, that's... You know, it was close. It was close. I think... I was kind of teetering on the edge between a 134 and 133 there. But of course, I just don't get air. You know, the dice roll goes against my favor. And I have to reset the whole run. Thanks, Reggie. Again, just don't give me air for the rest of the hour, please. Alright, we need a really good lap here. Ah, that was almost such a good shortcut. Rough, but it works out. What's this gonna be? That works. You know, we'll take that. Alright. So far, so good. Come on, Reggie. Be nice. Nice enough. That works. Come on! We got it! We got it! What was that last lap? Just a normal 0.2. I thought it felt a lot better. Anyways, we got the sub. 133.8. That is good with me. I will take that any day of the week. PB'd by like 0.2-ish, maybe 1.5. Excuse me, 150 milliseconds. Ah, feels good. We beat the casino, now we just gotta keep gambling. Maybe keep complaining about the Kings too, but you know. I can complain about the Kings for days on end. There's a couple things I can complain about. Parkway, the Kings, that's the couple. Not getting air off of the thing. I mean, that's just kind of a general complaining about Reggie. Man, Reggie likes to ruin my life sometimes. Ooh, don't die! Oh, we died. Should've listened to me, man. I had some good advice for you. Donkey Kong probably wouldn't have died. You know, Donkey Kong's just better than that. He doesn't succumb to mistakes. It's like what my grandfather tells me sometimes about the Basque. So, a little bit of backstory. I have some ancestors who are Basque. If you don't know where that is, it's like northern Spain, kind of sandwiched between Spain and France. But according to my grandfather, they're like superhumans. Not literally superhumans, but they're like really cool. So he has this book of Basque, right? And it's like a little book commemorating Basque history. And according to this book, that I've never actually seen, the Basque discovered America before Christopher Columbus. And their reasoning is that there's some records of Basque fishermen going way out into the Atlantic Ocean, like super far west, and fishing cod and other types of fish that are only located in North America, and then coming back and finding them in European markets. Now, I don't think that's enough evidence to warrant calling the Basque the original discoverers of the Americas, obviously, because that goes to Leif Erikson. Not everyone agrees with it, but my grandfather does. He takes it like it's a complete fact. He also believes that we only have Basque ancestors, which is just not true. That can't be true. But he's like, oh yeah. When I asked him, he's like, oh yeah, our lineage is 100% Basque. And I'm like, it's not. It's definitely not. The Basque are based, though. Like, extraordinarily based. Technically, according to my grandfather, they've never been conquered. Even though they have been conquered and they're not an autonomous region today, he still believes they haven't been conquered. Which is kind of like a stretched truth fact. Because technically, they were conquered by the Romans. And if you really want to count it, conquered by the Spaniards today, like the Castilian Spaniards. But the Romans never really had all that tight of control over the Basque because of the Pyrenees. And of course, the Basque didn't have much to offer anyways as a conquered territory. It was kind of like an Ireland situation where you know, the Romans didn't conquer Ireland because there's nothing in Ireland that they wanted. But the Basque were never taken over by Napoleon, I don't think. Never taken over by the Moors, which is a pretty big feat. And their language is kind of insane. So there's a little less than 1 million speakers. Actually, no, I think there's a little more than 1 million speakers today. And it's one of the strangest languages in the world. It is, I believe, the only fully recognized language in Europe that's not Indo-European, believed to be the oldest language in Europe. And I mean, when you look at it compared to Spanish, it's completely different. Because it's a language isolate, it's not like any other language. Like, it doesn't even have similar roots or like grammar structure to Spanish. It's completely different. Think of it like Welsh to English. Like, it's almost unrecognizable. Or not even almost, it is unrecognizable. So yeah, that's Basque Country. Pretty cool place. I'd love to go there one day. Not sure how I'd get there. Probably just swim. I mean, it's not that far. I have completely forgotten about, you know, the whole time trial power hour thing going on in the last 10 minutes. I've just been thinking about Basque Country. Rightfully so, too. I mean, when am I not thinking about Basque Country? It's such a great place. So based. So good. You would expect it to be kind of mid since it borders France, but, you know, it's the exact opposite of France. It's amazing. You think I can beat the world record on this run? I mean, I won't beat the world record. More specifically, can I get a PB? Perhaps. I slowed down a little on that shortcut. Ooh, I don't think that's the last of my problems. We'll keep going, though. Yeah, that's not the last of my problems. Man, I wish I could just keep talking about the Basque, but y'all probably have heard enough about the Basque. I'm trying to think of other extraordinarily based civilizations throughout history. You know, the Kazakhs in 1990-something? In the 1990s? They just kind of got bored with their old capital, so they just built a new one. Usually if a capital switches, it's from one city to another already existing city. Nah, they just built a whole new capital from scratch. That's extraordinarily based. Some names of certain, like, maybe not countries, but some regions in some countries is kind of hilarious. Like East London in South Africa. It's maybe like 50 miles east of London, but I think a good 5,000 miles south. Not sure why they didn't call it South London. And then you've got weird names like East Timor, which sounds pretty normal at first, because it's on the island of Timor, and it's on the eastern side of it. But Timor means east, so it's really just called East-East. Good job accounting for that one, Portugal. Also, did you know that France is the largest country in the world? I'm not exactly joking. Of course, that's not really true, because in order for that to be true, you would have to count all overseas territories. And when I say overseas, I mean including the seas. Since they have like a whole bunch of rocks, like France owns a bunch of tiny little islands that don't matter in the Indian and Atlantic Oceans. And each island grants them an extra like few hundred square miles of water space. And they've got so many that it is more than any other country in the world. I'm surprised it's not Great Britain, but they kind of lost all their colonies. So did France, but I guess they held onto some rocks in the Indian Ocean, because there's nobody living there to declare independence from France, so they're just French. It must be a terrible fate. Alright, enough talking about the countries of the world and such. We're nearing the end of the hour. Overtime is upon us. Are we gonna do anything in overtime? Probably not. I mean, we never have. We probably never will, since we've only got 4 more tracks until the whole series is done. We're nearing the end of Time Trial Power Hour, everybody. I know I've got a playlist of all these. Oh, we're about to... Okay, there we go. Perfect. I have a playlist of all this stuff, but I don't think I've added every episode. I just add every episode that I remember to add. But once every episode gets done, I promise to all of you that every single episode will be in the playlist. Goodness gracious. That was... for the first time ever, too much air. Okay, this is kind of down the drain, but it's overtime, so we'll keep it going. 0.5 is not the end of the world, you know. We can run with it. We just need really, really good lap times. Yeah, that's it. Well, we got a PB. You know, that's good. We did get a PB. I'm so glad we got that. Let's go ahead and check the comparison. Alright, so I suspect it's about 3.3 seconds off-ish. Yeah, maybe a little more. 3.35 seconds off. Solid. I'll take that. Mario Circuit GCN has never been like... Excuse me. Mario's Casino GCN has never exactly been like one of my stronger tracks. I rarely time trial it, which is weird because I don't dislike it. It's solid. It's a good track. Most tracks in the game I enjoy time trialing. There's only a select few that I don't, like Parkway, and I think this one is okay, but it's certainly better when you race it online. But I mean, 3.35 seconds off, solid with me. But anyway, small fries, I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay safe, stay cute, stay loyal, because I already know you are. And goodbye.